Hello guys, Bobby Drives here. So today I've got a BMW Z4, and from the outset I've always liked these cars. BMW probably didn't sell as many as they wanted to, and it's become a bit of a hairdresser's car, but I really like it. This is the 2012 model, which is an E89. It's a 2-litre petrol. We're going to go around, check out all the features on the inside and outside, go for a drive and take it from there. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, do hit the bell notification button so you'll be notified for my new videos, smash the likes button if you did like it, and don't forget to follow me at Bobby Drives. So guys, it all started back in the mid 1990s when the Z3 came out. Really nice car. It was the first of its kind in terms of BMW doing a 2-seater Roadster. It sold like hotcakes, loads of people bought them. I didn't think that much of them until the Z3M came out, which, you know, beautiful. It's like a small BMW Roadster with 4 exhausts on the back, and it had like 320 brake horsepower, and they're worth a lot today, guys. They're worth like 20 to 25 grand. So the Z3M I really liked. But then it got replaced by the Z4. So the Z3 was no longer made after, I think, 2002. And then the first generation Z4 came out. And again, it was a nice car. I didn't think that much of it, unless it was the Z4M, which was beautiful. But then this came out in 2010. It recharged by 2011. This is the E89 model. You get loads of different engines available in this, which I'll go through in a minute. But guys, just starting with the way this car looks, I really like it. I mean, the length of this bonnet is probably the length of me, and also it's like a coupe, but this is actually a convertible. This roof will fold down, and I've got the wind in my hair, just me in a car, 2 seats, and it's brilliant. But then moving on to this being an M Sport, you do have an upgraded look from outside. The front and rear bumper, the side seals are different. You've got big 19-inch alloys, and it just makes the car look that much better than the previous generation. I would say this is BMW's first 2-seater Roadster, which actually looks quite butch. And now we'll talk about our engines. So guys, there's actually 2 engines available. You've got a 2-litre and a 3-litre, but there's loads of different variations in between. So starting with the 2 litres, you've got 18i. It's got 156 brake horsepower, and they get you 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. This is a 20i. This has got 184 brake horsepower, and they get you 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. Then you've got the 23i. It's got about 200 brake horsepower, and that's about 6.5 seconds 0 to 60. But the one that I really like is the 28i, and the reason why, it's still a 2-litre, so it's still quite good on fuel, but BMW have tuned it to its maximum potential, meaning it's got 245 brake horsepower, and that will get you 0 to 60 in about 5.5 seconds, so quite a big improvement in this. If you are looking for a bit more power, then you can move into the 3 litres, so you can get a 3-litre 30i, that's got about 286 brake horsepower. Then you've got the 35i, which has got 306 brake horsepower, or the 35IS, and that's got 340 brake horsepower. Think about it, guys, it's the same engine they've got on their M135i's, so it makes this car super fast. And a fun fact, guys, BMW never made a Z4M in this, which is a bit of a shame, because I think it's a really good looking car, and it'd have been nice having quad exhaust on the back, etc. So treat it as the 35IS is the Z4M equivalent in this, like undercover, because it's got 340 brake horsepower, a top speed of 155 miles per hour, and it'll get you 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. That is M numbers to me. But going back to this, guys, like I said, it's got 184 brake horsepower, meaning it'll get you 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. And for a lot of people, that's enough power. The good thing about it, being a 2-litre, it's still great on fuel economy. Bear in mind, guys, the roof is actually metal, so it is quite a heavier car, so you may drink a little bit more. But if you are looking for a bit more power, I'd consider the 28i, that's a good one, or you move on to the 3 litres, and then you've got more than enough power. Right, let's move on to some fun parts. Let's take this roof down. And look at that, it's a brand new car. Well, a totally different car. It's now a 2-seater Roadster. Oh, windows are coming up. And just take it in, guys. Doesn't it look beautiful with a roof down? And like I said, I really love The long sleek bonnet, the short stumpy back, it just emphasises this more. It's a two-seater Roadster, and I love like how you're almost sitting on the back wheels. And also guys, when I get into this car, I'm literally sitting on the floor. It is super low, so if you've got bad backs, maybe this ain't a good option for you. But generally speaking, you sit really low to the ground, your centre of gravity is low, meaning you can throw around the corners and it just won't slip, it just feels nice and tight. They are quite rare, I don't see many of them on the road, and they are holding their price as well. I mean, they're going up to about £20,000. You can pick them up as cheap as £8,000, but it won't really be the best condition. Another thing I'll also mention is also unfamiliar. I'm used to driving a lot of BMWs, so when I get into them, I know exactly where the buttons are and what does what. This is a completely different layout. It's not totally different, but it is a little bit unique. And when I get in there, I mean, that steering wheel is different. But yeah, there's certain bits in here where it's unfamiliar territory compared to other BMWs. And I kind of like that. It makes the car feel a little bit more special. And the reason why I think this car is also underrated, guys, think about it. It's a rear wheel driven car, so all the power goes to the rear. It is a Roadster, it is a petrol, and it's built by BMW. I really like these cars, and let me know in my comments, do you agree with me? Do you like this car, or do you think, no, I don't like it, BMW could have done a lot better? So a few things to point out. So this is a two-seater Roadster, and this is a wind deflector. I can't believe when these cars are new, they're about 30, 40 grand, even a little bit more. And BMW still charge you for this bit of plastic and this mesh in the middle, so then your head doesn't get messed up. I really thought, you know, this wind deflector would have just been included. So that's one thing I'm not really happy about. What I do like about this car though, the boot's electronic, so if I do close it, you'll see it will suck in itself. So I'll do that again. So as soon as I let go, you'll see the boot sucks in itself. I like that. Another thing I really like are the door handles. Now generally when a car's designed, door handles are a bit of a second priority, maybe doesn't come into the forefront of their mind, but I really love how the door handle has been integrated into the crease line of the car, so it just kind of goes with it. It's just, yeah, really like that it goes with the crease line, it just blends in really well. Another thing I like are the front wings. Now you've got the BMW logo, you've got the S-Drive, the 20i, which tells you what model it is, etc. But the funny thing is, you've actually got two panels. Now generally, your front wing will be just one panel, but in the Z4, there actually are two different panels. Yeah, it's quite unique. Also, there's a ladybug in there, I'm sure she likes the car. Next thing I like are the alloy wheels. Now there are 5 double spokes, they are 19-inch in diameter, they do sit on 255s 35 profile tyres. The upside of it, they look great, you've got a nice thin tyre. The downside of it, you can feel the bumps quite a bit when you're driving on the road. Whilst I'm here, I'll also mention about the fuel cap. Now generally you could put a fuel cap on a flat part of the body, but BMW instead put it in a very awkward place, in fact where the crease line naturally flows. So you can see it on a fuel cap, there's two parts of it, and I really like that BMW took their time and thought, right, let's put it in an awkward place but make it look a little bit more special. Another thing I like is the rear profile of the car. It's quite squashed and flat, which I like. I love these lights, they've got like boomerang lights on them where it just goes all the way across. The rear diffuser is of the shiny black finish. You've got twin exhaust on the left hand side. I'm going to start it up so you can hear what it sounds like. See, for a 2-litre 4-cylinder car, this sounds awesome. It's got like a deeper bass tone to it. I love the pops and the bangs, it's got a bit of a burble to it. And when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, I can actually hear the turbo swirling up in the front. Another thing I really like about these cars are the front grills. And the reason why, because they're not big as a car. They're just normal size. It goes in proportion with the car, like the new BMW 3 Series and the 4 Series. The grills are massive. Personally, I actually don't mind them. I think they are still quite nice, but this is more of a original BMW design where the grills are not big as a car. Another thing I really like are the front lights. Now they're very slim and they look quite slick the way they are. You do have 2 angel eyes, you've got xenon lights which come as standard by the way, which is really good. And you've got these 6 plastic bits here where it shoots the light up towards the side. You can only really see at night time, but yeah, I think really nice lights. So guys, we're now inside the car and I love this cockpit. It's totally different to other BMWs that I've driven. First thing I'd say, even in the middle area, this sweeping line which comes across where all your dual zone climate control buttons are, it's quite unique. I haven't seen that in many BMWs. The steering wheel, Again, you've got your paddle shifts, which is controlled by an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It's really responsive, and I love that, you know, you're in a Roadster. It's a little bit of a racy car, but you've got paddle shifts here, and it is also a multi-function steering wheel. So I've got all the buttons here to control my music, my telephone calls, my radio. It's nice that it's all to hand. Moving back into the middle of the car, where you do have your climate control vents. Now it is dual climate control, which is standard in all Z4s. Underneath it, you do have your BMW Professional radio system, which plays your CDs. You can connect your phone to it via Bluetooth, so it plays very easily. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the big infotainment screen. Instead, it has like a storage compartment, but I personally would recommend, guys, that you do get the iDrive system, because it's just nice to have. And the sat nav, even for today, still works really good. But coming down, you do have more buttons down here. One to control the heated seats for the passenger and the driver. The buttons in the middle are to control the roof from coming up and down. Then you come to your automatic gearbox. To the side of the gearbox, like I said, this car does have adaptive suspension, so I can flick through from Comfort to Sport or Sports Plus, and it tightens up the suspension, makes the throttle a little bit more responsive, and just makes a bit more of a sportier feel. Beyond that, I have a place to put my key. To the left is the handbrake for the car, and I really think, guys, this button should have been the button for the roof, don't you think? I don't like the button up here. This should have been the button for the roof. You do have a centre armrest. If you lift it up, you've got 2 cup holders, a 12-volt charging point, a USB input, a auxiliary input, and a bit of storage for like a pair of glasses, so that's quite nice. You do also have storage on both door cards, and they actually do slide out, so you can get quite a few bits in there. Probably no bottles of waters, they'll be quite tight. But behind the driver's seats, there's a little bit of space where you could put a few bottles of waters or other bits and bobs. It's held back by this stringy thing, so it'll keep it nice and tight. Fun thing is, your speakers are actually right behind you, so when you've got your sounds on, you get really good quality of music right behind you. And back here, you've also got access to the boot. So let's say you've got some skis that you want to put through, you can put them right from here into the back of the car. Or let's just say you want to access the boot and you've got some bits and bobs in there. It's great, you've got this little hatch, bring it down, get your hand right into the boot. You have more storage again in the glove box. Not the biggest size, but it's all lined up with Velcro, so it'll keep things nice and protected in there. You do have normal analog dials. To the right is your rev counter, to the left is your speedometer. In the middle, you do have an electronic screen which will tell you your miles per gallon, your fuel, how much petrol you've got left, etc. And I actually like the finish which goes throughout the car. It's like a silver effect carbon fibre. It's not real carbon fibre, but it just makes it look and feel a little bit more sporty. Unfortunately, this car doesn't have electric seats. Again, in the higher specs, that will come as standard. You do have 4 electric windows, electric folding mirrors, electric lights, and a really short screen. So when I'm in here, I actually do feel, wow, my visibility is a little bit less. So guys, let's take it for a drive. And I've been looking really forward to do this. Put the roof down.
Don't take it a while. I haven't driven a convertible in so long, so this is going to be some fun. Get some sun in.
And I apologise if it's going to be windy, if you can't hear me that much. I'm going to put the windows up, so hopefully it should be alright. Right guys, let's go. I haven't driven a convertible in so long. And what a perfect day for it. The sun's out, I wasn't expecting it. I'm in a little 2-seater Roadster. And like I said guys, this being a rear-wheel drive BMW 2-seater Roadster, I've just always liked them. I just don't understand why they haven't been as popular as maybe other Roadsters, like the SLK Mercedes. That sold quite a few units. Personally, out of the two, I'd way rather go for this. It's just better quality. It's a BMW, it feels better on the road. So let's see what it sounds like with the roof down as well. Right. And I've always said, this just being a 2-litre engine, it's got such a good sound for it. I mean, I've driven a 3 Series, like a 320i, so it's the same engine as this, and it just doesn't sound like this. This being the Z4 2-litre, I think BMW have definitely tweaked it to be a little bit different and to sound a little bit different. I mean, this has got pops and bangs and burbles. You maybe didn't hear it. Oh, just then. But you don't get this from a normal 2-litre BMW. And it's definitely quicker, well, it feels quicker than a normal like 320 or like a 520, which has the same engine. Albeit this, you don't have the storage or the space to have more than one passenger in there, but who cares? You know, you've got a 2-seater, it's just for you. It's more of a driving car. And a day like this, when you can put the roof down and just enjoy it, oh, it's just brilliant. Right guys, drop into gear 2. Woo! It is now windy. This wind deflector actually works so well. And bear in mind guys, when this came out, this was the comparison or the competition to the Porsche Boxster. I think BMW realised that they weren't going to really win it or compare it to it, so they lowered their expectations and then compared this to the Mercedes SLK. And I think in my eyes, they really did the right thing, because let's face it, a Porsche Boxster has got 50-50 weight distribution. It's more of a thoroughbred and it is a Porsche. Whereas this was more geared to being a fast car, but it just couldn't handle it as well. So when they decided to make this more similar to a Mercedes SLK, BMW just won. See, did you hear that? Love it. It's just such a beautiful sound. Was not expecting the engine to sound like this. I tell you what would probably be a good engine to get in this as an in-between would probably be the 2 litre, but the 28i, because that's got 245 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 is 5.7 seconds, so it's under the 6-second range, which, you know, I think that's when cars feel really fast. Some people may not want to get the 35i or the IS because, you know, it's got plus 300 brake horsepower. It can be quite a juicy car, and people worry about the costs and, you know, maintenance really. So this to me is a lovely car. It's probably a little bit underpowered for what I would want. So the 2 litre 28i could be the good option. So guys, that brings us to the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had so much fun driving this car. I haven't driven a convertible in a good 5 or 6 years, and to get some wind in my hair whilst the sun's out, it's just a really good feeling. And another thing to point out, when the roof's down, you really do get to hear that engine. And I'm sure BMW have worked on that exhaust, because this is only a 2 litre 4-cylinder, and it sounds like a 3 litre. It's a nice, good sound. Oh, one thing to mention guys, they don't do any diesels in this car whatsoever. They're all petrol, which is kind of a good thing, because, you know, diesels are being phased out and we are only looking at petrol cars or electric cars. So if you have got one of these, I'll probably hold on to them. They've held the prices quite well. I think it's an awesome looking car. It drives well, and yeah, thumbs up for me. But if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Do hit the bell notification button so you'll be notified for my new videos. Smash the likes button if you did like it, and don't forget to follow me up on my drives. But until next time guys, keep safe, and I'll see you then.